Thank you.
Okay. I don't really know how I'm supposed to do this.
Take your time, baby.
Okay. On behalf of my family, I would like to begin by thanking each and every one of you for coming and showing Trevor how truly loved he is and always will be. We have received countless phone calls, text messages, flowers, meals, visitors, thoughts and prayers, and we thank you for all of that. They've been more than helpful getting through the toughest time of our lives. But I'm Kinsey. Most of you know me, some may not. Trevor was my little brother, my best friend since he was born, and even my sparring partner, especially when he took my Justin Bieber posters off the wall. Or stuck his foot in my food, okay? A lot of you grew up with Trevor and can concur that he has always had a personality that's one of a kind. But few of you knew that chunky, mama-loving, curly-headed baby that has lit up the room since day one. I remember using him as my doll and dressing him up in girl clothes and him actually rocking the shit out of him, okay? And I guess that's why he proceeded to be a girl for Halloween. Not once, but twice. Trevor loved his friends and family growing up, but he also loved sports. He was one hell of a football player, and I remember him being so mad that coach put him in the defensive end position. He always wanted to be the receiver because he wanted to put some points on the board himself. But then one day, he got that return touchdown from the 30-yard line and ran all the way back. And he was so excited. But then it eventually got called back. He was so upset. But then, he realized that he was in the position to just lay out the quarterback and whoever had the ball. And he definitely used that to his advantage. Trevor has always been the most driven, motivated, and determined soul that I have ever come across and played any sport with his heart. I think Trevor's secret love was basketball. And those Dobb Creek basketball games were always my favorite to attend. He actually got our mom to be their coach, knowing she knew nothing about basketball. So, shout out to you for being a strong woman, Mom. You could just see in his eyes how much he loved to play basketball, whether it was during a rec game or just at a neighborhood court. But you would also always see him in Nanny's driveway playing in his underwear. And I say underwear lightly because we eventually just got used to it because it was so often. Okay?
And I'd say, get in and get some clothes.
Yeah. It was just his underwear and his sneakers. That's it. And not like boxer briefs, just straight up boxers. But, where was I? Also, if you knew Trevor, you knew that he loved his hair, his hygiene, and taking care of himself physically. I can't even tell you how many hairstyles he used to make me do for him in high school and middle school, y'all. The most popular was the Justin Bieber hair. I'm sure we all know about that stage. But the most favorite hairstyle of mine was the flow. That long hair. It was my favorite. And, what was I? Hold on. Oh. He wanted me to put his hair in a man bun with a braid one time. And I had the biggest identity crisis for him myself. I was like, Trevor, I'm not doing that. But we also can't forget about that smile, that radiant smile that he took so much pride in. Every day, morning and night, those teeth had to be brushed. His teeth were so perfect that I think at one point he wanted to have a cavity just to experience what the process was like. I mean, I remember the dentist telling him that he had a smile that people would pay millions of dollars for. And honestly, I could not agree more. It has always was and always will be my favorite smile to look at. It was a smile worth 1,000 words, and a smile so inviting that he never met a stranger. High school can be tough for anybody, but Trevor always made sure to take those lonely kids under his wing and keep them close to him. Oh, I bet all he had to do was crack that smile, tell a joke, and they were sold. Trevor was the funniest, goofiest, and most charming young man you have ever come across, and I can guarantee that. He has left an impact on each and every one of your lives, even if it was the smallest interaction. Trevor graduated from West Forsyth High School and went on to attend Georgia Southern University in Statesboro with many of his close friends. At first, he wanted to major in marine biology because he's always had a love for animals. But then obviously somewhere down the road that just turned into a business degree. Trevor was the first sibling to make it to college, actually. And even though I have some college, he was always much better at school than I ever was. He was smarter than he thought he was, but he would still come to me for help in those college classes, even the ones I literally couldn't even pronounce. And I would help him every single time. Trevor was an animal lover. And I know he didn't have an animal of his own, but some of his roommates did, and he loved those animals like they were his own. But he especially loved my dog Sadie. He even named her himself. She had to be named Sadie, and he wouldn't have it any other way. Remember that? He also loved to go duck hunting in the lake behind their house during duck season, and he loved to work on Lake Oconee. But about the duck hunting, I heard that he never actually got a duck.
I don't think you ever shot a gun.
Yeah, and I was like, went out for the farm. But what I think he loved more than that was his style. And he took so much pride in his outfits. And like, I can't even begin to tell you guys how many t-shirts he's stolen from me through the years. Like through our whole family, my nanny's clothes. He would steal anything, he would just rock it. But yeah, her pajamas, whatever. And this one time, I remember for Christmas, I made my family all these t-shirts with my baby picture on it. I'm sure some of you remember that t-shirt. He loved that t-shirt. He wore it all the time. So now all I think I can do in return is make one of his baby picture and wear it all the time. But, and then I remember one time at Christmas, he came downstairs in Nanny's pajama pants, one of her t-shirts, and the lining of like, not the whole coat, just the lining of a Burberry raincoat for some reason. And
Our
Ugg boots. And I'm gonna miss those Christmas mornings when he comes down and you just don't know what he's gonna wear. But, oh gosh, this is where it gets sappy, y'all. I'm gonna miss those hugs from my giant little brother, and I'm gonna miss the I love yous after every phone call, text message, and get-togethers. I'm gonna miss all the clever and funny things that he would just say, that would just come out of his mouth. And he would just sit there and just like wonder, how does somebody come up with these things? Oh, I'm sure we each have big things and little things that we're gonna miss about Trevor. But knowing him, he would tell all of us not to mope about it, and that life happens. Where was I? All Trevor ever wanted was for each and every single one of you to be better every day. That's it.
Amen.
That's it. So all I ask is for you to try to be at least 1% better for Trevor every single day. Even if it's the smallest thing, like making your bed in the morning, just do it for Trevor. Woo! And I ask that you, what? You said? Yeah. And I ask that you think about him and talk about him every day. Share memories and stories with people who weren't fortunate enough to meet him. Laugh about memories with friends and family. Do everything to keep his memory alive. I'm told Trevor went around saying and living by this famous Abraham Lincoln quote. And it goes, in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. And I think we can all agree. It's exactly what he did. While the rest of my life, I will have a piece of my heart that's missing, and will constantly be trying to figure out how to move through life and be normal without my best friend. I know he's watching and taking care of us from above. Trevor loved his friends and his family, and he made sure we all knew that. It went from telling everybody I love you, and it got shortened to just love, spelled L-U-V. So, everybody stand up if you can. If you have a glass, I want you to raise it. Oh, and on the count of 3, I just want everybody to shout love, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Love! And once again, I'd like to thank every one of you for coming out, because it truly means a lot, and I know it means a lot to him.